have a juicy Domination episode for you because we have to end this drama by bullying one person in particular that you have elected. The internet has elected a person to represent this drama. I'm talking about this video right there. This is the most popular video to the end of drama, and is someone impersonating Content Cop, basically. Do they have any background of being Content Cop? They have much worse background than you can possibly fucking imagine. It comes from straight up from horror games. This is what population likes. This is what they just like, yep, you did a very good job for this video and you really fucking nailed the drama when your background is horror games. Are you fucking kidding me, guys? Is internet this fucking toxic and blind that they need spanky spanks? To be a cop on YouTube, you need to have a clean background of doing clean shit, which is why IDubbz kind of, felt like he's not very good at being Content Cop, and he just kind of resigned and even deleted his videos. It was a very respectable move because we never saw it coming. It's just like, why would you do that? I would rather urge him to come back to work because this Content Cop was brilliant. The only major things he could have emphasized is that H3H3 is a toxic person and he has an emotional dump podcast where nothing really productive happens and the audience does not actually get any value from his videos. I'm not saying IDubbz videos are better, but he is at least trying. He's still editing videos just like a normal, regular YouTuber up to this point. And in comparison to H3H3, I see IDubbz having a much clearer type of content. When the nuke was dropped, H3H3 comes back to his channel after a 4-year break just to drop a single video. That's it. That's all his channel is about now. Nothing. He dropped one nuke, and guess which channel died? Keemstar and his channel died. And the funny thing is, it's gonna happen even more violently. H3H3 dropped a nuke, and his channel will die that much more. He will not feel like uploading here whatsoever. Because he has no ideas. He has nothing, bro, going on for him. Giardio made him a little bit more famous and interesting and gave him an ability to show up without all this fat. Yeah, you're respectable. What are you gonna do now? Nothing? On your main channel, nothing? Because I ain't watching a fucking shitty, emotional, dumb podcast. And the more distance you keep from a person, the more disconnected you become, and you can't respect them anymore. Alright, you dropped nuke, cute nuke. That was a respectable move. Is there going to be more? Are you looking for more enemies? Because that's probably not a lifestyle someone should have, just seeking enemies, just to have YouTube video ideas. This gotten like more and more extreme until it just, and his strategy fell flat. H3H3 career is literally over. And dude just came in here of like explaining why his career is over. He literally just explained why. Now there's going to be details that H3H3 does not like. Oh my god, CPS was not mentioned and whatnot. But now that CPS was mentioned, it made it a lot worse. Of like H3H3 literally asked for it. He literally described his family situation of everyone having like diarrhea symptoms. And it's like, wow, that's really toxic. Do you understand? You bringing all this toxicity, you bring all this from YouTube space into your family space. It is actually dangerous what you're doing to your family. And you should think about it. At least there should be drama placed down for you to think that maybe you're too fucking toxic. That maybe you started even reacting to IDubbz video beforehand, spitting a bunch of fucking insults and assumptions of what IDubbz is gonna be doing. You didn't pay a fucking attention. He misrepresented IDubbz so fucking hard just to get internet's support and lost the drama tremendously. We are yet to catch up. It takes a lot of time, so people just like, who cares? Let's dunk on a weaker person, basically, right? But IDubbz will come out on top because he's not weak. Over time, internet will realize who's the winner is, who took the most damage. Internet cannot decide who won drama. Only like the judges, the high-end human beings like myself, who is gonna dominate this episode and explain exactly what's happening right now. And right now, my biggest fucking gripe is that some fucking little bitch coming from literally nowhere decided, oh shit, I want to be content cop for a fucking hour and a half. Oh baby, it's not happening. You are fired. But because it's an hour and a half, I will torture you for a very long time. Because you like horror games, and this is your moment, my friend. This is time for you to shine. Up my ass. I will subscribe and haunt this guy for a very long time until I know I am fucking banned. Because he ain't getting those views. He ain't doing shit, man. Horror game begins now. Because you think you can win IDubbz drama by becoming content cop. I think that's a bit too much disrespect, knowing your pathetic background. Let's find out how internet will defend you for the rest of this year, my guy. Because he might need it. Or he might just have to ban me. Unfortunate ending for me. So easy. But if he really, truly likes horror games, might as well stick around and pick up those punches to see what happens. It is time to do content denied. You are denied from feeling success about what you just did. I don't even have to know what the video is about. I have plenty of understanding that you're not supposed to content cop a pretty decent guy. Alright? Not supposed to impersonate and steal from him and pretend that you can actually handle this job. But let's see it! Let's see what kind of problems we're gonna face. I've never seen this guy. I've never watched this video. I just skipped around just to see if he shows clips or whatnot, or he's just yapping. And here you go. The battle begin.
Our silence means something.
Get this go back.
Yeah, internet likes to build foam walls, basically. Pretend that something is true when the reality is just the easiest thing to do. Is just like, where do we put a wall? Oh, on this guy, because he barely fucking matters right now. People barely like that guy. So let's just put a wall. Let's just, like, reject him, you know? Like, fuck it. If he breaks through the wall and does something cool, that's a win-win for society. If he cannot break through the wall, well, that's just a phone wall. That's really pathetic. That IDubbz would just, like, be walled out and he can't just come back. Like, lol.
Folks.
That's it, guys. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can pull, basically. It is important to touch grass, and this is what also is sort of, like, required, I guess. Show me touching grass. He at least did that. I guess that happened. And now we can geolocate your...
Some your local. We've all made content that we're not very proud of.
Oh, he's very self-aware, actually.
You know, maybe you made. But on today's episode of Content Cop, our theme is friendship. Today,
The actual theme is disrespect. The friendship was weak to begin with, and IDubbz can make all kinds of friends outside of this bullshit drama. He does not have to suck up to H3H3 in any way. He does not have to care too much and jump into defending him in a political fucking stance. That's bullshit, you know? Everyone stands alone in politics, unfortunately.
into one of the biggest disingenuous, hypocritical, spineless
Alright. Alright. The disrespect counter, my friends. The guy really needs it. Spineless pussies. Ooh, juicy. It means absolutely nothing, but it boosts ego, right? It boosts the speed of the video really good. At this point, You know, if you're a genuine, honest person, there's nothing for you to watch anymore. The gloves have been thrown. The insults have been made. And it's like, okay, I hope you well crafted that insult, but you should have just like let the audience just kind of like wait and make up a decision, and then you slap the insult as a punchline. Just like you make jokes, you make insults the same way. Of like, I can call H3H3 a toxic Jew because that's just what I see, man. I've watched his 6-hour fucking emotional bullshit. I have done my due diligence to actually call out Ethan. I don't know what to do with IDubbz. I don't know. Should I have guessed this guy?
Pussies that I've ever seen. Right, we're gonna be
That I've ever seen. Wow, that's a pretty big one to drop. I have guessed I can't talk the same way right now.
that was
I'll scream soon enough, guys.
say the Naughty Slayer actually has nothing to do with it. I honestly could not care less what kind of words he uses in his videos.
What are we talking about? You should care about words. Don't they matter? Don't saying words actually matter? That's the whole thing that actually American culture just boils down to. Like, well, words don't fucking matter.
Most importantly, we're going to be talking about how dog shit his content is.
Oh, I like that. Talk about that. That is a pretty respectful thing to do. Criticize his actual content. Something that I'm not aware of right now. And I completely agree. It's dog shit content. But please expand on that.
Is now.
Oh wait, we gotta check this sound. You know? Ooh, soundtrack. Is that it? Soundtrack? Trailer? This is baby content. You have no content. Maybe don't disrespect someone's content when you haven't fucking made any. Ooh, nostalgia trip into Garbage Town. Yeah, I'm not giving you that point then.
Get on to the video. Here's
To the Filthy Frank Show.
IDubbz gained popularity with his collaborations with Filthy Frank & Co., as well as his edgy and would likely not
Well, I know him from Content Cop, and I think that's the actual reputation gain.
into today. But what I really want to nail in here is throughout all of that, H3 always stood by Ian, even at the expense of his PR. After his
Is that it? If Ethan was on my side, it wouldn't change anything, unfortunately. Expense of his PR, what? It's for IDubbz to decide if it was actually productive. And a mutual understanding was created that's, oh yeah, I have to discuss your drama too. And help you out. Ethan was portrayed as greedy, and I completely understand that.
documentary with Sam Hyde,
You have to establish an actual relationship. You have to ask nicely to defend you. It's not gonna come up naturally.
Leftovers, a show on the H3 podcast. Hassan and Ian were very friendly. Everything was fine until the October 7th Hamas attack on Israel, which led to a
It shows that they are linked to their culture and they're not American enough to actually, not create drama out of this. And they take so much heat that they are disqualified from being genuine influencers at this point. They have to get their shit together to be able to be influencers again. If you can even call it that. They just expose themselves as like they are out of control at this point. And we're not ready for this kind of conflict. They got wiped.
peaked with Ethan's return to H3H3
Wiped.
Productions releasing had 2 human skulls sent to his house.
I hate receiving skull emojis, but receiving them in real life is kind of weird.
Meanwhile, Ethan asked for Ian's support. He chose to stay out of it until he didn't by choosing to release a dogshit video titled Content Cop H3. With all that out of the
Ooh. You would be fired at 10 points of disrespect. I'll give him 50. If he survives 50, congratulations, dude. That's a nice first video on YouTube.
That one was for you. I hope burping is still funny.
Yeah, sure. That was, we clicked the funny button. Hypocrite. Okay, let's see it.
To start, let's
Full content.
Let's connect the, Death of Content Cop with, the new Content Cop. It's definitely the go-to question mark of, what is actually happening in this timeline? And, well, it's for IDubbz to clear up. It would be a very nice thing to clear up right now. I wouldn't make comments on this, though.
Videos on, and I'm not. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate.
Okay.
Sounds pretty simple statement, basically. Of like, my old self was just very cruel. Might as well denounce all these content cops because they feel bad for me. Looking back, again, I would rather remix them and leave them as part of history and whatever. They're not gonna be referenced. This was just like a very weird, twisted move. Self-destruction is very questionable all the time when it's not done for a good purpose, right?
So content cop videos were apparently bad.
They were not bad. But I can also understand IDubbz not only ability to control whether he shows content cop videos or not, but also his stance that it's not what he wants to be known for or whatever. Putting himself in a weak spot because he does not like replace anything. He does not actually produce that level of content, and he kind of like destroys the existence of his most popular thing, which is like very self-destructive. It's extreme. Basically, it shows kind of like a lack of self-awareness and actual integrity. So, sure, I can give 1 point for that.
Ian does to not morally grandstand or whatever. You do the same thing, but instead of the use of slurs, you just make a hit piece on your friend of nearly 9 years. Then you include
Well, the idea is to come back, use the tool that is in his disposal to cut off friendship in the most spectacular fashion, making it the biggest YouTube drama currently, so it was worth it.
people like Denims, who in real life are
It's gonna trickle down across his content, basically. People want it or not, IDubbz is gonna be just tidbit more popular for the time being.
Are you pro?
Which is the thing that people hate the most when a new popular kid comes on to grab popularity. People really relentlessly not give it to them. That's just what people tend to do. They tend to like attach to the things that they like, and they don't want new things to come in. It's like, don't make changes, okay? Everything is like intact. Don't do anything. And IDubbz kind of raised his voice and demanded quite a bit from this situation. So people, of course, going to be bitter, and this is what internet decided to do, you know. But you can start stacking on top of this like non-existent idea. Like, people just can't stomach IDubbz. His existence is too much. Alright, can you back off, bro? Oh, why your creator clash collapsed. Oh, wow. That's the stance of the internet. Very simple. But if you start building on top of that stance, you might not find actually a good foundation. I mean, he kickstarts his channel with one video. Where is he gonna go from here? You know? The drama just revived him from nothing, from being a nobody. I can't wait to be a subscribed person to this guy. Like, it's gonna be very interesting to see what is his next move. Is he gonna content cop someone else? Because when we're talking about hypocrisy, again, must not forget that you now have to exist. It's a very big responsibility to exist and keep moving forward, you know? You can't just take a dump and pretend that that's the only job you ever needed to do to kickstart your YouTube career. Now he got it, guys. He got it. Instead of making someone else popular, you made this guy popular. Enjoy his existence. Maybe he will fail existing, though.
harassment or are you anti-harassment?
I would make.
Let's not make things simple, dude. It's a complicated issue where he has executive decisions of what he wants to make, and we can dig into
a couple
this,
videos, the content cop
and completely mess things up.
content
I don't know, maybe you just lack empathy?
I have always.
Yeah, for that particular person. It would be an interesting situation of like IDubbz makes friends, and then he realizes, oh, he kind of getting backstabbed right now, and that's the whole story basically. And this is the moment where you start like cutting the friendship. All right, let's make drama out of this. What you gonna do when I smear you, basically, because I was your friend, and this is a very good way of actually catching criminals, right? You infiltrate their hiding spots, you become their friends, you buy their illegal substances or whatever, you do illegal things with them, and then you just show a cop badge of like, yeah, you showed me everything and everyone's arrested right now. Bye. This is much higher level of cop operation, and this is what's kind of happening. Not only he's infiltrating the H33, but he's also now jumping ship onto the next ship of like H33 enemies at the start of his content cop video. Everything is fucking smooth, bro. So I hope I don't have to add more context to it, because that would be a context cop, you know? Not even content denied video.
Please thoughts.
Hypocrite.
And do you know what else is massive?
Take a look at Ian's changed content. It's fucking dog shit. Unlike
You don't have to say it twice, dude.
Ian, to put it simply, this content is boring and genuinely unfunny. You can get
Alright, it's not for you, dude. Bro's chillin' with playground equipment. I kind of like that. Political? Wow. That's kind of funny.
Pretty dangerous.
I'm
with
okay
swing
with
sets. That's with another person.
Disrespect, though.
8 strength and 8 stamina.
It's very evident that Ian has lost a sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean, for fuck's sake, dude. You're a fucking level 3 goblin in the YouTube scape. Let's not get ahead of yourself, alright? You still haven't defeated me. I uploaded 1,000 videos. I have a stance on many things. And now we see for real a level 3 goblin. I don't know why people support this, by the way. What's so special? Oh wait, we just want to deny IDubbz. But by denying IDubbz, you're allowing this fucking moron to grow. Sorry about the insult. Please don't click the disrespect button. Nah, I don't respect you. Why would I respect this guy? You know, you don't have to respect me either.
Maybe this is a
Fuck
side
both of
effect
us.
of gaining, but it feels like
But what you have to respect is a reality, truth, and understanding a situation that you want to understand. If you don't want to understand IDubbz drama, that's fine. Just don't watch this video. Why are you doing this to yourself? If you do want to understand, then you have to be in a center position where you don't take sides. I'm taking the counter side to the popular side. It's a very simple thing to do. Just by being in the center, I am already opposing all the people. And people don't like it very much. Alright, that's cool. That's easy for me to do. I'm just sitting here, you know? I didn't fucking move. But it's way too easy for this guy to just be on the opposite side and bark at the same time, because he's surrounded by all the people that like him for some reason. And it's questionable. Like, what's going on here? This is creating like next level toxic internet. But only time can tell, my friends.
it's like he's lost any sense.
Again, not having any ground to stand on and criticizing other people's content is pretty legit crazy. Do you care about making content? Actually, what's your future? What's going on? Right? It's all confusion, like, of a person who never existed until this point because, wow, he thought it was gonna be cool.
It's just very apparent that Ian just doesn't get it.
Yes, it's very easy to call these people unhinged. Another word you can use is disabled. Their brain isn't working like yours or
That was an interesting video. I don't
mine.
know,
For some
dude.
people,
Because you respond to someone in public fucking disabled.
Yo, is this person fucking retarded?
yes.
Do you understand what a lot of people are watching? Just pure disrespect, pure toxicity, pure toxic cloud is coming out of Ethan's ass right now and creating these monstrosities. I'm scared, man. I want this to stop, but we will have to suffer through it because I want to dominate. I want to show you guys exactly what's happening right now and what IDubbz is trying to warn you about.
Didn't allow people to send in fan mail, probably because he was scared of his own audience.
I've learned a lot since the last bad unboxing. Number 1, do not trust...
Literally the same warning. Internet is too toxic right now, and there's not a lot of people you can trust, especially doxing yourself, in order to just allow fan mail to come in. Most people are gonna troll. Most people who have power, they're gonna abuse that power in order to poop in the fucking mailbox. He has learned his lesson because, see, he did something. He has an experience, which this moron probably never was able to receive fan mail. But go ahead, show us how it's done. You know, if you can do better than this, that's fine. You made your point, but right now it just sounds like disrespect.
You package...
Can I use moron, please? Can I use moron multiple times because this will be required for this guy? It does not have a name, and I cannot call him content cop. I can only call him moron. Not A person who doesn't understand the situation he's creating for himself, I would say moron.
Like,
All
nobody
right?
cares shit that your audience sends you to get a reaction out of you.
Good question. You know, IDubbz can address that, hopefully.
I'm Jewish.
The only good piece, I'm near soulless. And as a former fan of IDubbz, it was hard to come to terms with the fact
Oh, wow, you're doing the same friendship thing. You're cutting friendship. That's good. It's very hard to come to terms. It kind of justifies his content copying right now. But he's still fired. Long time
that
ago.
Ian
buddy.
just is.
Mm-hmm. You gotta give that grass touch. Respect is something. Respect is something that internet will have to come to terms with and understand what it's all about. Is that missing piece in American culture right now that Europeans know very well what respect actually is. Putting effort is respectful. Not overwhelmingly, because I don't know what this is supposed to mean. But you're doing something for the sake of someone, right? That's called respect. I'm basically the best source on the internet, I believe, for understanding respect. Because I'm like the loudest European talking in English. Most Europeans gonna talk in their own language. I decided to kind of just shy away from European culture because it's poor. That's just it, you know? Despite being poor, it's also not asking for too much money at the moment. Does not have property tax up until this point. So we're not really paying rent to a bunch of idiots in power structure. But hey, because of poverty, we learned what respect means. Because there's a lot of disrespectful people around here too, but they have to get countered. And so on. This is a very important, deep-ass topic. Just like niceness is the topic of Americans. Everything has to be nice. But they're starting to forget that too. You can't actually not forget it and dive into the topic of respect. I'm making things complicated, but this is just a warm-up for me to understand better these two different cultures, right? Everything can be nice, so it has to be nice. That's the American way. And European is like, not everything is nice, but at least we respect each other, right? Never mind. Why put on shitty pants like that? You don't respect yourself, bro. Imagine trying to run in these pants. Like, you have to actually catch a criminal. In IDubbz videos, he was, like, chasing some dude. So you gotta upgrade. If he wants to, you know, solidify, you gotta try again. New friends. That's pretty good. You acknowledge that.
More pertinent to this.
Again, that's the whole point, right? To infiltrate. To make new friends of like, hey, I can make like 10 new friends. That's great. And I can do it very easily. And Content Cop lives on. In a much more realistic and a respectable way. With this guy, he just soaked in on IDubbz content, and now he's gonna disown IDubbz. What's your next move? I'm really curious to find out. I'll be such a patient subscriber. Debunked. Debunked the hate towards denims. And yes, she's hot. You can be quick to acknowledge that.
Not gonna be able to remember them past
Thank
like
you very much. We're just gonna keep bringing this shit up, right? As if it's like such a strong counter. She's doing research. This is one of those things that women normally don't do, and I'm very proud of this woman doing her research. That's crazy, dude. She's now 20% more hotter. Yeah?
He's not just mean on Twitter. He is the most insane person on Twitter.
That is until Bad Empanada started going batshit crazy towards Ethan Klein. Then Hassan and his orbiters started peddling him constantly.
Oh, dude. Okay. Okay, critical support to Bad Empanada has gone up by wide margins now.
This guy is a weirdo. He's kind of grouping around, collecting recruits or something. This is fucking weird. Collecting supporters. I'll definitely stay away from Hassan and respect Ethan's secondary nuke. That doesn't mean that IDubbz cannot play with dead bodies, basically.
Okay. Oh.
Dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog.
Yeah, the empanada is crazy, dude. He's definitely a super villain trying to do whatever it takes to just like take down some big dude off the internet. That's divine. That's a really disgusting person. But he's doing his research, you know? He's working, putting effort towards his goals. What can you say, you know?
Dog shit. I don't know what
Super villain doing his super villain things.
they do with it.
Some major breaking news that he has been
Why do you interrupt? He was about to introduce Froggy Tonic or whatever.
identified. IDubbz is very spineless, along with his
Double disrespect, why? We're gonna define what spineless is, so hopefully he reduces the disrespect. But you know what burp is? Burp literally comes from a spineless creature who happens to move his spine a little bit in the opposite way. Literally, hypocrisy and irony all in one place. Double disrespect, my friend. Literally, as he says a bad thing about IDubbz, he has no spine whatsoever. And not in a fucking, I don't know, ethereal sense, in a real physical sense, he has no fucking spine. I know that because I also have a lack of spine, but we don't talk about that shit right now. Because I'm not here to expose my face and bodily features, basically.
hypocritical nature. IDubbz is very
Wait,
spineless.
did you say hypocritical nature?
Along with his hypocritical nature, IDubbz
Oh, you're talking about yourself?
was too much of a pussy to piss off his new
Pussy. Wow.
friends instead of defending his close friend of nearly not being harassed.
Shut the fuck up with your defending. In politics, no one needs to be defended. Period. That's just how it works. If you make political drama, you're gonna be dragged like a fucking clown. This is what you have to prepare yourself for. You never know when you stand on your own, my friends, in political landscape. There's plenty of pitfalls. There's plenty of this, like, extremism. Let me give you guys a scoop of how political landscape actually looks like. So we have the red, we have the blue. And you try to pull the rope in these directions, but you try to be very honorable. If you try to be unhonorable and you step outside a line a little bit too much, you become an extremist. No matter where you stand outside a line, you can even throw criticism videos against Sniper Wolf over and over and over again, and it no longer looks like criticism, it looks like fucking extremist behavior. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. And when you throw insults, that's also very extreme, non-political, basically, approach in order to pull debate into unhinged territory. You know, you gotta be careful, you gotta be very clean when you approach things. You gotta try to convey as much information in your sentences as possible. As a cop, you should know that because those are the cop colors. Alright? Both sides can win as long as they play fucking fair. That's what it means, guys. So while he's trying to recruit himself as a content cop, I just say denied. Your application was denied. Your video is too long, too hypocritical, too disrespectful, and I am out. I'm not gonna support your fucking endeavors, but hey, please try again. I wanna laugh at your attempt next time.
Partly more in how he defends
Or all the failed attempts that he's gonna do. Who knows, man? Anything can happen now.
during creative.
He has 100 times more subscribers than I do. So, he's good to go, right?
No. Some worse things about you and me. I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
I think IDubbz clipped that and is like, yeah, okay, I guess we're not friends anymore. Exactly. He asked way too much out of the friendship that he did not support very well, and he got nothing out of it. He just got cut off, and rightfully so. I completely support this cut that IDubbz made because, holy shit, I wouldn't want to be friends with this guy either. It's crazy. I don't want to be surrounded in a toxic cloud right now of weird-ass people who talk politics in a dirty way that they don't know what the fuck they're doing, basically. These people are yet to be taught a lesson, and IDubbz just needs to make a little bit better content to be able to come back to his normal self. So guess where would I put the chips in? Where would I put my bet? Yeah. Probably a guy whose video I could still watch. H3 videos, non-watchable now. Reputation tainted beyond repair.
Fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Your apology was pretty useless and dumb. And although he's made some slop, I think
He's projecting niceness. He has a nice chair. He has a nice background. He has a suit. That's the most American bullshit you can make. Because unfortunately, he has no respect. He thinks he's on the right side and we can just pull the rope easily. The funny thing is, extremism destroys the political integrity of pulling the rope. And this guy is definitely on this extreme side, where he's breaking the rules. He will be disqualified alongside with every single follower that he has. I don't know which identity he chose for IDubbz, but he's a moron, and H3 is a toxic Jew. We can agree on that, unfortunately, because we have to. If you want to watch this video, you gotta have to agree with one disrespect that I will constantly remind you of.
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect them to speak up, period, on any of it.
I appreciate that they don't.
right here is the core of why I'm showing you this clip. He doesn't agree or doesn't care about what's happening to Ethan and Hila.
He doesn't want to worry about this bullshit. Anytime you worry about something, it's a sacrifice that you're making. You're sacrificing a big portion of your time to care about something that you don't want to care about. It's not always about, oh, I don't care. No, it's a sacrifice that you have to make to care. Right now, I could potentially be doing something else, but I personally don't have many relationships or many things to do. This is good. Let me dominate. Let me teach you a lesson.
Maybe he
Well,
just
Is what he needs.
I don't know what this is about.
Even when we
dude.
don't say something.
Silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship.
You come?
Alright, he was doing that.
Stingray, do you come?
You didn't pick up tape for this thing.
Does anybody see?
What the fuck?
Now, folks, there's a new sheriff. IDubbz complains. It's a shitty video about his personal feelings on H3. It's poorly edited, it makes horrible points, it's not funny, and again, it just feels soulless. But despite all of this, it's still his best performing video.
You want it to be entertained? It's a pretty serious video, dude. And that's not the point. It's kind of making lackluster video so people complain harder. Not just IDubbz complains, but people complain much harder. And they do maybe side with Ethan on this one, but they're gonna get fooled.
Coming to you.
I do notice that, like, yeah, I guess it's like low quality. I guess you can say that.
Lost. The video immediately derails with this person's inclusion.
No, it does not. IDubbz can do whatever he wants. He can even bring back someone from the dead, because he died to the nuke. But IDubbz can live in his own world and deny, basically, hint, hint, you know, to my video, deny that Ethan did anything substantial. This is kind of like reality crafting. It's very complicated.
A cabin. No! Denims? No!
Looks like you were entertained, dude. Looks like you were so entertained that you got inspired to make a content cop video. And again, police impersonation, like, come on, dude. Come on.
Fun of it further.
I make serious type of videos, so I go behind IDubbz all the way. And I'll just give him bonus disrespect, because I make videos like that. Now, I personally am not American and rich enough to do anything better than that. I don't have time, patience, and resources to pull my content up without, you know, focusing on just pure skill. If I can just do that, that's good enough for me. If skill can actually improve my content quality, that's just what you're gonna get. The rest is up to you to be nice in the comments. But people think everything is said and done, and my video is the end of everything. So they are not very nice in the comments. I wonder what the fuck happened to all this American niceness. You can't afford it in the comment section? Give me a fucking break. Most people are degenerates. They have ruined America. For what it's supposed to be, it's ruined right now. Americans are the loudest, the proudest assholes. And a drama like this easily reflects what has to change, and fast. This has to change. Someone gotta fucking do the change. Someone has to be, you know, appointed to make the change. Well, this guy is just making things worse. The thing I hate the most is made worse right now by this guy. So is he really doing a good cop job? Give me a break.
Yeah, the Fortnite dance was retarded.
Nope. I don't want you to make fun. You're just proving my point, I guess. All right,
Sorry,
that's cool.
A token. This just isn't a funny, impactful.
It's not a funny sketch, but it's a very provocative, very emotionally charged sketch.
This just
But I wanted funny sketch. Ooh, it's not about you, bro.
Now, it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan.
no, dumbass, it's you. And
Is that all you can fucking say? Something IDubbz says, oh shit, I deny, and I say an insult on top. Okay, dude, get the fuck out of here.
tattoos that make you look like a reformed skinhead looked good to you. Maybe it was the LASIK surgery had kicked you too hard. Cameroon, please stop being a cyberbell.
I know you can't stop. There's no point in trying to stop yourself with yourself, isn't it? And still disrespecting the stop sign. You say it to yourself already. It's about time to fucking stop. Can you do something better than being a cyberbully?
Very well.
No, he can't. This is why I'm dominating this guy. He needs this. He needs a different approach of how things are done. He needs to take this shit seriously. Not of like, oh, I wasn't entertained by IDubbz with this content cop. That means it's bad. No, there's serious shit going on right now. Chill. You don't understand at all.
Political know-how, the same guy before.
It was all disgusting.
It's very clear to anyone with a functioning brain how this kind of editing could easily be used maliciously. And this
Wow. You know what can't be used maliciously? Is adding insults where they don't belong. That's simple as that. And IDubbz did not need to do that. This is what we're talking about. You don't have to have context. You don't have to have anything. Things just gonna click into place when it's wholesome. And IDubbz did made a wholesome video.
plenty of time.
Just because he made mistakes in the way that you see a mistake, I don't see a fucking mistake. It's not easy for me to spot that mistake because we're just fucking yapping about some fucking 5 seconds of a clip of like, oh, you didn't add enough context. It's like, whatever, dude. Who cares that much, right?
In this video is intentional.
Like, I don't know what's going on here. I will never research this. I don't need to know. I just need to know surface level, and if we dig deeper, we are actually disrespecting the situation because we might actually misrepresent IDubbz just based on his mistakes of he didn't put enough context. Wow, that's the most fucking usual political bullshit being thrown out over and over again. Oh, you didn't give me enough context. I hear that all the time. It's just fucking naggy, annoying bullshit.
Commentary.
Yeah, and that's what Ethan was just crying all the time of like, give me more context, please. Help me. He kept crying for this shit.
On the conflict at the time. I can't even begin to talk about how fucking bad faith it is, not to mention that Gila's military service was.
Yeah, look at that. Oh my god, you did so much research, you respect everyone so much. You spend so much time fucking brain rotting yourself like a fucking idiot. The deeper you go into drama, the more brain rot you're gonna get because there's no useful facts that you are learning right now because of like, oh, bad faith, bro. You just use half of your brain to store fucking H3 drama in there. It's crazy. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. From now on, disrespect will happen if he disrespects himself and his own brain by containing all these useless facts.
Mandatory. Half of his streams are just him eating and watching Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah, he's unbrain rotting himself. He's chilling, dude. I know even most commentators don't like brain rot. Even if they don't want to admit that, but they are against brain rot. They don't want to fucking rot their brains. Most people are not gonna dig deep just to understand every single aspect of this, and they don't have to. They don't have to push themselves hard just to be ahead of the curve and know every single respectable fact about a person that we don't want to respect. Do you see how things get really muddy really fast? I don't want to respect H3. He's not a content creator. He's a dumpster of content. So yeah, I have labeled him as a toxic Jew and his content as a emotional dumpster, which comes from IDubbz. I completely agree with the sentiment. Therefore, I cannot respect him, and I don't request IDubbz to provide context, because clearly he doesn't respect H3 either. And after you do this logical mumbo-jumbo, you realize IDubbz wins because H3 took this way too seriously, and he couldn't just like, can we just slow down and think about this? Can we reconnect, basically? Can we make a video together? Please, IDubbz, please. Can we just like revive your creator clash? And IDubbz is like, well, I'll sacrifice anything for the death of this friendship. Whatever you want, H3. Whatever you want. I'll bend over, but you will feel guilty in the end that you have been the fucking asshole in the situation. Everything is so fucking crispy clear to me, but other people make some kind of flaw in their like logical thinking and their like math equation calculation. Maybe you haven't done that. Maybe you have brain rotted instead. Who watched this whole video? Like, this is crazy, right?
The video. Evil, hateful fucking... And I'll say...
You support H3, so I have to give you the disrespect that he throws. You will also contain, my friends, because you're not impartial in this situation.
Say it and I'll double
You're
down.
going at IDubbz. And whatever comes out of this toxic Jew's mouth, it will go landing on this button real fast.
And people double down on it. And people... Oh, no.
Bitch. Don't worry, Ethan.
You have 17 points of disrespect and the video is over.
I got you. Ian pulled all dog shit and that the children were walking around eating the dog shit, which led to a false CPS report.
You don't know what the report was. You have no idea what the report was. The context that was given, it was like somewhat of a concerning report coming from the opposition of a political side, and they had to make a move. And it was a very interesting move to make. I don't think it'd break any rules. It's just they should not do that ever again. Otherwise, just like Sniper Wolf's doxing, it is justified political move in order to attempt to end the drama. They sort of made it worse because of that, and now IDubbz had to come in and find a reason to just cut H3 away from his vicinity, basically, and kind of make a few waves around to clarify the situation, because this actually matters a little bit more than we expected.
That Ethan's seems perfectly reasonable why Ethan would be upset at these people. Before...
And how is he gonna fight this battle, this Ethan boy? By being even more toxic?
Before we continue, I want to make it
exactly how.
Perfectly endorsement of that person. I myself follow several people that I disagree with and or
me too.
Dislike. However, Ian seems to be trying to weaponize this argument into some tonic.
And you see how much I respect this guy? I can't wait for his downfall.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit. Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she's like a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and IDubbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only use the For You tab. It out by my editor.
Yeah, I'm suspecting that IDubbz just doesn't want to be a part of all of this drama. And that he treats it as toxic shit. Where he's actually slowly being dragged into this. So of course he's gonna be in an opposing side of like, don't touch me, bro. We don't have to be friends anymore. You realize that. I can be on the opposing side and then things might get really dirty. H3 winning is one thing. But imagine how crippled H3 is gonna be when he's losing ground. It's gonna happen sooner or later. He will have to face these consequences of what he's claiming. The land that he's claiming comes through violence and force. Usually things like that reverse very quickly and very brutally. Maybe that's what's happening to Russia right now. The lands that Russians have taken through force and violence are now going to be given back to the people who are sitting poor and waiting for new places to build houses. So the housing crisis dies immediately. Who knows, man? I just see the same thing happening to Russia, basically. It's more of a Russia-Ukraine war than Israel versus who? I don't know. Palestine? Is that a country?
former editor of a year and a half ago. What the fuck is happening? Truly mean shit.
This contradiction makes this
I do see it. It's quite an interesting thing. It's just IDubbz seems like a person who's gonna see it, but he's not gonna try and find context. So it's not a contradiction. He clearly doesn't care about context that much. He doesn't care about spending overly amount of time, brain-rotting amount of time, just to find enough context to satisfy the audience. You know, he doesn't care that much anymore. And yeah, you can now appear as the new content cop who does care about the audience. Let's see how long you're gonna please the audience. I am gonna be an audience member that's gonna throw trash at you. So just to make things more spicy, you know?
and it's honestly pathetic how little effort went into making this video.
I put 4 hours into this video, guys.
Called Ela the cheese.
It's pathetic how little you brain rotted yourself.
And a bunch of other shit.
You barely
He was doing the creator clash, remember? He was focusing on that thing that was sacrificed for the sake of this drama. So, oopsie doopsie. IDubbz does not know if he's gonna win or lose the drama, and if it's gonna sink his ship entirely. He just had to make that shot, you know? And realize that internet is too toxic to understand what's going on whatsoever, dude.
scratch this. What did he
So no matter how much research you do, the more research you will do, the more you will suck H3 cock, basically. That's what's gonna happen. What research are you gonna do? Yes, there's a lot of toxicity, and IDubbz seems to be singled out, but he's a single strong man. When you were shitting on his content, he at least had any content. Well, H3 has not. No content on his side. Please disprove me, but I'm not watching podcast highlights where it's truly low effort content. If you haven't, you try to use that. You said pathetic, so you're kind of forgetting the ground that you stand on. If you disrespect someone else, you will realize that you're not standing on firm ground. That's the whole fucking problem, you know? Just like with the Asmon Gold situation, he says he has integrity, but he doesn't stand on firm ground. His house is collapsing. It's crazy to look at this shit. This is a really nice picture of just brain rot. For me, reading is brain rot at this point. Like, I don't want to think about Twitter's existence. Twitter exists. Every time I have to remind myself that Twitter still exists, bro. You're doing such a disservice to me.
actually say,
Oh,
Ian?
boy.
What happened to you, Ian? You went from well-researched videos to crediting snark
Did he?
subreddits to make your point. The cherry on found out less
I'll give him more.
than an hour
We gotta win this,
after
though.
this
We
video's
gotta
released.
pull.
Very important thing to keep in mind, guys. I'm not a researcher. I'm a dipshit.
So how is this well-researched? He literally just defined himself. He found it. Well, that was respectful enough.
So I think Ian on this
But it's the dude is literally whispering to this guy of like, I don't do research. Do you understand? I don't want to do research. He's literally whispering in his ear, please, I don't care about the fucking context, please. Please don't say bad things about me because your content will be denied.
stream to in his latest video where he also reveals that 2 human skulls were sent to his house. If that's a crash out, it's a reasonable crash.
Skulls don't mean anything besides being a threat. It doesn't stand for anything, you know?
Yeah.
I find peace, and we can, like, rekindle our friendship.
Aren't you kind of doing the same thing?
No. IDubbz wants peace, and H3 wants war. It's not the same thing,
Without the
unfortunately.
text conversation, that situation, to me,
Yo, is this person fucking retarded?
yes.
This situation, dude, you made a tweet joking about this situation.
How's that? That's just a genuine thing to type. If 2 people are beefing, that's not a joke. That's like, hey guys, fight. How is that a fucking joke? What are you doing?
And you went out to make a statement about it on your podcast. If you were trying to stay silent, you did a pretty fucking awful job.
Well, it's difficult sometimes to stay silent. And sometimes you gotta fucking try the opposite. It is what it is.
I'll
Cut Ian, you may have never heard of this, but like, I think around 6 million Jews were genocided in this little
How am I supposed to care about this thing, though?
obscure thing known as the
I don't know.
Holocaust. Huh.
I don't know how I'm supposed to care about history, guys. Can someone teach me?
I
Knowing facts is not good enough.
wonder what Anissa's take.
And obviously, they're obviously Jewish. or they did it on Jewish people. They found a couple of really groundbreaking discoveries through that experimentation.
How the fuck do you know that shit?
You caught us.
Yeah, you definitely
We're not
caught
gonna
us.
run. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
Ooh. Yeah, Ian? Oh. How long did it take you to come up with that one?
You click button and you follow a person. Crazy, right? It's not coming up. It's just like low effort. It's not a fucking joke. Not everything is a fucking joke to you. Yeah, you cannot take things seriously, so you're just gonna bleed disrespect. It's just how it goes.
Buddy, the way that this is phrased, as if Ethan and Hila actually care about who Ian
Yeah. They care way too much.
around shit and eating shit and catching diseases. She then justified everything after CPS was called on H3 and is a terror-supporting rape denier who's yet to apologize for anything.
Yeah, that's a lot of brain rot that I don't want to fucking listen to.
Other
right
than
now.
the CP, you gotta love this
Yeah, eating dog shits. You better not watch IDubbz dog shit so-called videos.
level of
You might get Jardia.
patience.
One of the easiest and best ways to win drama is to be clueless. But to be like, okay, I will listen to everyone who has anything to say anything to me. And IDubbz sort of stands in that situation, sort of half-feeding the audience and half-feeding just like, I don't want to care that much. I'll be empathetic on the spot, on the go, empathetic to anyone who wants to interact with me. I will improve my scope of things, but I don't want to know all these facts anymore. For Ian, it's still a conundrum for me. It's like a reality. Like, look at all this garbage that I am not able to even watch. And the dude actually had to split himself into two pieces. It took him so long. He put so much effort into it. I hope it fucking worked out in the end. But we're yet to see.
You've met his family.
Fucking
I would not want to be friends with someone like this. This looks creepy.
nasty to me. Something a powerful sure.
Ah!
Yeah, the whole point is the drama is kind of alluded. Supporting either side is just too much work. And what people want is actually way too much. They're demanding way too much. They want the same thing of just like, hey dude, just be on our side. Why do you want to be on your own side? And it's like, it's a cool thing to do. To not be in a hurry to take sides because it's very dangerous. Holocaust good or bad? I don't know, my friend. I don't know. Maybe I'm surrounded by a fucking Nazi. I don't know right now. Please. I don't know anything. Please let me go. I just want money like every other person want money. How could you not support this particular side? Oh my god.
Holy shit, dude. That's all you had to fucking say, dude.
no.
Instead,
It's happening.
That's all you had to fucking say, dude. Instead, you're wasting time, money,
You're wasting time,
and a close friendship.
money. Money's not being wasted. Close friendship. We're yet to see about that. But time is definitely being wasted here. What are you trying to prove? Everyone is against IDubbz anyways. What's the point of your fucking video? Are you actually clarifying anything? Or just making things more convoluted?
Until
Shit, this guy repeated this point way too many
you
times.
figure your shit out are a little bit easy.
The moment you reuse something multiple times and give different type of context, now you're manipulating the whole situation. This is why making too long of a video on this situation can be harmful. Because you're gonna reuse the same content in order to make IDubbz look bad. It's like, what?
I agree.
Go fuck yourself. What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression.
No, Ian. Go fuck yourself is right. They're
Absolutely right. I completely agree. The toxic people gotta be cut off and dumped somewhere in a fucking Mr. Beast island.
right. You do agree. You've made that. That's why they're saying that. That's their decision. Also, what do you mean aggression? Look at you.
No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping.
In terms
They exaggerated the ass whooping thing so much. The dude has the right to say ass whooping. He has creator clash thing going on. He didn't make a joke. He made a statement about it. Dude has to fight. Alright, let's fight in a different fucking place where things would be a little bit more fucking coherent of who's winning and who's losing, you know? That's what IDubbz stands for. it's very disrespectful to misunderstand ass whooping and be like, oh my god, ass whooping is the worst thing, the most aggressive thing ever. Ass whooping is just like how you treat your child when the child does something bad. A child has to be punished at some point. If they really don't want to fucking listen, there gotta be ass whooping. Ass whooping can't just happen through uploading content cop. That was ass whooping in terms of what IDubbz believes. He will clarify exactly the same thing. That's not aggression, that's not a threat, that's not a very well-spoken specific threat. Like, what the fuck, dude? 4 more, and we're out.
Of these
We
fair weather
completed
friends
the
who
fucking
are,
quest.
you know, friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a
Absolutely, bro. I feel so good on IDubbz's side. I don't know how you can make me feel bad.
rage thing to say.
Video, Ian strictly avoids the core reason as to why Ethan is acting the way he is in these clips. This one piece of context would likely
You mean brain rot?
nullify a majority of this video.
Oh, but if you just add a little bit more brain rot, if you vaccinate yourself 5 times, then you will not be attacked by viruses and internet toxicity. Of course. Of course. That's easy to say, you know? Just bend over, suck 10 dicks, and you will have enough context to be able to respect H3's rants all of a sudden. That's not gonna happen, dude.
SR.
Oh, I'm glad Ian's the king of podcasts.
Wait. You're not a king of content cop either. You're not king of content. Relax, bro.
He knows what an emotional dumping ground is, and he clearly knows not to do that in podcasts, right? Would you guys like to hear
This podcast. For me, that's one of the reasons is it's like, oh, I just need to sometimes dump.
Alright, this is gonna be explained away using logic. Something that is impossible for American to do, apparently. Yeah, if this is what podcast usually devolves into, he understands that what's gonna happen is gonna happen. He wants to dump emotionally if that happens, but maybe he will find a better thing to do in podcast. Maybe those emotions are actually beautiful and interesting, and he will find cool topics to talk about, and he's not gonna be just ranting and saying fucking slurs, insults at the nearest enemy. He does not, in this situation, when he's starting a podcast, he does not know what it's gonna turn into. Very simple. But oh shit, hypocrisy, boys. Unbelievable.
A little bit for me.
so your podcast is an emotional dumping ground, but when
Are you sure about that? I'm not sure. I haven't seen his podcast. I don't know the context, unfortunately. Am I a bad person?
Ethan does it, and it's an emotional dumping ground, but when Ethan does it, and you don't like what he's dumping about,
No, he has devolved his content significantly from where he started with his podcast. He even had PewDiePie in his podcast at the start of his podcast. It's crazy. And now he's just sitting alone and just yapping about bullshit. And he even took 5 hours to react to 1 hour video. It's like, come on, dude. It's too much. It's too out of control what H3 is doing.
it's bad.
And there's no hypocrisy here. Don't worry about it.
For something, and it's saying, fuck you, you guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad. I don't think you're bad people, but you are being bad. You're behaving poorly.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Ian, can I get your definition of harassment? Is criticism now harassment? You
If that's all you do is criticize and be negative, then yes, it's harassment eventually. Because you have no balance. I hope you learned the definition of how criticism turns into harassment, because I've seen it firsthand. I'm ready for this.
sound like... Never mind, my head hurts.
No, that's good.
She's friends with
I'll
Dinos.
take that.
Except you.
At this point, IDubbz is talking more, and I can't click my button anymore. Because it's just IDubbz re-upload of Content Cop. Alright, can we just finish this real quick? Just start talking, because you have literally nothing to say.
Let's find out what he's talking.
Yeah, most people think by denouncing H3, he has sided with the opposition. And it's just like, sure. If that's as simpler to you, sure. But the actuality, IDubbz stands on his own terms. That's the most powerful political stance ever. You have to actually leave a lot of people behind in order to be dead center on something. You have to use your own brain cells, your own effort, your own expertise to dead center on something, and then you can pull with full force because you are kind of equipped by God himself to be very precise in the matter.
Or while your brain is malfunctioning, in the case of denims, or having your chair watch the video content.
She could
You don't mind if I put Dennis
say
here.
so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little.
Not gonna be comfortable now.
Had like IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm not tweeting out.
I have the same problem sometimes, man. Sometimes your brain just kind of freezes and you can't poop in the moment when you're supposed to be pooping and you're just busy doing something else. Yeah, that's technically a disorder.
Now because
Cool.
I'm not your
Now we get to know IDubbz more and brainwash ourselves about IDubbz facts. But this one's kind of funny.
fucking lapdog.
Long video
Giardia was not an interesting thing to learn, but IDubbz shitting himself, yeah, it happens to the best
defending
of us,
Hassan
man.
and Co. Defending Hassan and Co. Doesn't that make you Hassan's lapdog?
No, it does not make it that way.
Talked about it. You could have asked me, hey, what are your principles?
No
What are you laughing at, bro? What the fuck are you laughing
fucking
at?
shot, dude. No, I don't talk to you about your principles. I think he's got
All right, cool. Now he will have to, but he didn't. Anyways.
a narrative.
Okay, it's over. It's over.
Hassan's
The death sentence.
lapdog?
Out for something. If you maybe accepted the phone call
See
and we
you
talked
later,
about it, you
guys.
could have asked me, hey, what are your principles?
No
And this is like really insulting to me.
fucking shot, dude. No, I don't think Ethan wanted to talk to you about your principles. I think he's got
Like, he really siding with Ethan in particular right now. Alright, cool.
bigger fish to fry right now. Fucking muppet.
Bigger fish to fry. Fucking Muppet. You definitely needed that, right? Now you're disqualified. You denied I couldn't watch your entire video. I even went overboard and had to summon a bunny. Delete your channel, please, before things get ugly. Alright? You don't want to cry in your videos. I tell you that much. I have a lot of onions up in here. Goodbye.